Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox, and I am coming to you today with a review for Greenleaf Season 3, the season finale. So before we get started, you guys, I am still trying to decide if I liked or did not like that season finale. It just left me feeling a certain kind of way, and I was just like, how did I feel? How did y'all feel about it? We're going to talk about it some more at the end of the video, you guys. Also, before I get started, again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody out there. Actually just finished eating. I was trying to eat by 12. We ate by 1:15. I was tired last night, and I had to take it on to night. So I got up early this morning, and Mr. had already did a lot of the cooking. I ended up staying up and doing a lot of the cooking, which he normally is the cook anyway. Just recently, since he became brand new nigga and is a vegan, now I have to take up some more of the cooking, but he usually does all of the Thanksgiving cooking anyway. I did get up this morning at 8 o'clock, and yeah, we got it all done, and by 1:15 we was eating, so I wasn't too far off. But now it's 2:10 and the nigga is sleepy weepy. Okay, I'm ready to go to sleep. So I was like, let me do this video first, and then I will go up there and take a nap. We were supposed to be going over one of our friends' house for like dessert and cocktails. It don't look like we gonna go over there later. I can already tell, because they're supposed to be going to the movies, and we would need to be going in the next couple of hours, and it just ain't finna work. But yeah, Greenleaf, you guys. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, so the show starts with Basie having the gun at Bishop's neck. Corinne walks in, and Basie swings the gun around to her, and Bishop was like, no, okay, bring it back around this way, son. Finally gets him to bring it back to him, okay, tells Corinne to go, and he tells Corinne she better not call the police. I was like, what? You sitting up here with a gun? That would have been the first thing that I did. Okay, but she ran on out the door, and Bishop finally gets him to calm down. You're not a killer. Yeah, you didn't know that until now. Basie does take the gun down, and he brings it back up. He says something to Bishop. I couldn't understand what he was saying. And then he takes the gun down again, and then he leaves. Like I said, not the best plan, not the most well thought out plan. I really don't think Basie has a plan. Corinne runs and tells Lady May, oh my God, Basie's in there with a gun. Okay, he's going to shoot the bishop. Okay, Lady May, she just came off of the pulpit for her day with Lady May. So she goes and she rushes in there, and of course Basie is gone, but Bishop is sitting in a chair, and she just goes up to him. Oh my God, James, are you okay? Yes, I'm okay. You don't have to call the police. The only law we need in our church is God's law. Charity runs in after her mom, and he calms her down as well. Everything is fine. Basie's gone. We not calling the police. We don't need them. I guess Charity calls Jacob. Jacob is at home with Zora Mama. He's listening to Charity talk about Basie coming there. He was like, what the hell? You didn't call the police? Can you please have the doctors down there so they can check the man out? That's the least you can do. He gets off the phone, and he's telling Zora Mama, like, look, can we just work this whole thing out? Okay, Zora then came back home, and they one big happy family again, and Zora Mama tells him that she don't know. He says, look, I can't fight about this right now. She said, I didn't say we needed to fight. I'm just telling you that I don't know what we gonna do about this. I'm not leaving, am I? Okay, this is the best I can do. You gonna have to take this, I don't know. Now he gets a call on the phone from the accountant at Triumph. Okay, why is he calling? He don't know. Hello? You got to be kidding me. She says, what's the problem? He says, they stole the church away from us. Now, May tells Bishop to go on home and get some rest, and, Bishop doesn't want to do that, and he apologizes. I'm sorry I didn't come to see you speak today. But, hey, Bishop is tired of fighting with Lady May. You know what? The church, it's yours. Oh my God, thank you, James. He says, you know what? You earned it. And so she's happy. I was sitting there listening to that. I said, all this fighting and bickering that they've been doing back and forth is the fact that Basie pulled the gun on him is why he's just now realizing that he needs to give the church up. It was just such a strange turnaround for me. Wasn't it strange to you guys? I didn't expect him to do that, but whatever. Okay, May's happy. She sends Maxine home. Maxine, you are going to do so well, girl. You got your church. But who doesn't want May to have the church is Connie. They want to join Happiness and Harmony, or whatever the hell it's called, the big foundation of churches around the globe, and they want Grace to lead as head pastor for a year. Grace says, well, what about my mom? And Connie and Phil say, look, your mom is too much attached to your dad. Okay, we can't, them two is a package deal. When one go, the other one got to go too. So of course, Grace knows that this is going to cause problems in her family household. So she's not really sure if this is going to be the best choice for her. They tell her, look, it's happening with or without you. Okay, now if you want to have some semblance of control, you come on as the head pastor for the year instead of losing it all together. She says, well, can I at least think about it? Can I pray on it? And they say, yeah, you got to get a little time, get with God, see what he tell you. Later on, May and Grace are walking the grounds of the Greenleaf estate. And, Lady May is excited. She's telling her about all of her plans for Calvary. Grace tells her the reason why she wanted to come talk to her is because Connie and Phil and Happiness and Harmony churches came and approached her, and they want her to be the interim pastor for a year. And Lady May was like, and what did you tell them? I don't know why Lady May so mad, girl. You can retire with full benefits, you and Bishop. You guys can kind of ride off on the trail of glory, like Bishop said, and kind of keep your dignity. But of course, Lady May don't want that. Well, Grace didn't tell him yes or no yet, and that made Lady May very upset. She accuses Grace of undermining her. I am so sick and tired of every time I turn around, you are back in the background trying to make sure that I don't get to the place that I need to be. And of course, here you come telling me, oh, it's not like that, Mama. I'm not doing this, Mama. I'm not doing that, Mama. You can miss me with that bullshit, okay? Lady May is just over it. I am done. And she walk off. Grace says, Aaron and I took a DNA test. Lady May stops. Grace walks up to her and she says, Lionel is my father. Lady May, now she's just like, now I have to be shamed by looking in your face and being reminded of what I did in the past. Now I have to be shamed by this secret that I have when I look at you. Grace is definitely a reminder. She doesn't want her to say anything. Grace says, you know what, it's not fair to me or anybody else that I don't mention the fact that Lionel is my damn daddy. She's not keeping this a secret. And Lady May says, well, fine, I'll talk to Bishop, then I'll tell him. And I'm sorry for bringing everybody so much pain. And she walks on off. Now, Jacob goes over to Calvary, and he's just going to check up on his dad. You okay, Pop? Of course, Bishop. Yes, I'm just fine. Jacob lets him know that Triumph don't want him no more. Him or his old stone-faced wife. They asked him to leave. Bishop is like, well, what do you plan to do now? And he says, well, I thought maybe I'd come over here and help Mom. I'm sure she could stand the help. And Bishop says, you know what, that's a good idea. And besides, Bishop been keeping his good eye on Jacob. You know what, you're a pretty good preacher. Jacob's like, oh, so you've been watching me? He says, what do you think I do in the middle of the night? I said, oh, I thought you was talking to Wicked City woman Rochelle. Well, that worked out well and perfectly, didn't it? Jacob is now on his way back over to Greenleaf, and him and his father have a much better relationship than they had in the past, okay? Again, a very strange turn of events in one episode when, I just didn't expect this either. Now, Jacob and Bishop, they go to a meeting with Lady May and Connie and Happy Harmony and Phil. And you know what? Lady May ain't going without a fight. Lady May tells Connie that she is going to be the pastor, and Connie has different thoughts. We joining over with Happy Harmony churches, and that's going to be that. And that's when Lady May tore into her, okay? You are a traitor who sits in the pews every Sunday, and you've been leading everybody else in this church down that road. Connie says, well, if that's what I've been doing, look at this here. She pulls out a petition. That's a petition of 2,000 church members who also want you to go. So it ain't just me or the deacons board. Y'all go on and retire and move it on along, because you guys have run this place into the ground. Lady May is very disgusted now that she sees that there's a petition. 2,000 church members, okay? So she walks out, and when she leaves, Bishop says, I know that we've had our problems, but she didn't deserve that. Connie says, look, I'm sorry, but we're going to go with Happiness Harmony churches, and we're going to make sure that we bring this church back to what it was, okay? Give this church what it deserves. Bishop says, oh, I'm sure of that. Happiness Harmony churches have been scheming and lying for decades. Connie reiterates, look, Bishop, we doing this whether y'all like it or not. Y'all need to get with it. So all next season, I can tell that we going to be fighting over this here church. Now, Bishop goes back to his office, and he's telling Corinne, ever since, yesterday when he had that confrontation with Basie, the doctor was right. I don't feel well. May comes into the office and she tells him that she wants him to come over for dinner and that she would cook. And Bishop said, I would love that. I said, oh, look, they're going to have a datesy waitsy, okay? He ain't going to like what she got to tell him, but... Now, Jacob goes home, and him and Zora Mama are talking about the potentials of going back to Calvary. And you know that Zora Mama sees stars in her eyes. You guys remember the first season, how she was so mad when they left Greenleaf Estate, and all of her pomp and circumstance was down the drain when they had to go live in the project house that they got from Triumph. So, now that she sees that they're going back to Calvary, well, the possibilities are endless. She ain't going nowhere because she already know that Jacob ain't gonna know how to handle this shit. All she's thinking about is being first lady again. She says, Grace got so many things going on. She gonna end up dropping the ball anyway, and then you'll be there to catch it. And I'm gonna have to help you because, like I said, you too stupid. You don't know how to handle it. And I suppose Jacob, the fact that his wife is so fucking opportunistic, was turned on by this conversation. And while she's talking to him, and trying to clean off the table that they just had dinner on, he starts moving everything back sexily. Okay, and he's looking at her. Jacob, what are you doing? What are you doing? Oh, you're about to take you right here on the table. That's right, fuck you right there. I was just like, and so you're turned on by the fact that your wife wants to go back to your parents' house just so that you guys can take over the church. Like, makes absolutely no sense. I'm just thinking to myself, like, what is wrong with Jacob and Zora Mama? But this is the Zora Mama that we didn't like. Now we're gonna go back to the Zora Mama from the first season that none of us could stand. May and Bishop are sitting down at dinner. Afterwards, she's like, James, I have something to tell you. And he says, is everything okay? And she says, Grace is Lionel's daughter. And he's just looking at her and he says, well, now we are even. And I said, what? I was trying to figure out what he was saying, child. I was waiting for him to, lose his breath and kind of start hyperventilating and looking around and everything. And the fact that he didn't do any of that, I said to myself, okay, well, he probably has always had some sort of idea. And she says, what do you mean? Now that we are even, I done told you the biggest secret that I ever had. And he says, no, May. It's done. Okay? It can't get no worse than this, right? And you can't throw me out again. Hell, we not together. So everything is everything. Okay? You done told me what it was. You done did what you did. I done did what I did. Okay, we even now. Oh, and she just is so relieved. And then she looks at him and she says, James, will you come back home? I will, on one condition, that you sit down and talk with Grace. You guys are more alike than you ever think. I said, it's so funny because I don't see Lady May and Grace having any attributes that are common. He says this whole thing about you being against Grace since the day she was born, well, he now knows is because of Lionel and because of how Grace was conceived, but it makes no sense. If we're going to be a family and really be a family, you have to sit down and you have to talk. May agree. She will do that. And then jumping over to Basie, child, he on the phone talking to Tasha the Skank. Okay, he trying to get back in good. She was just like, I already cut a deal with the FBI. I'm not going to have to do no jail time. You need to just leave me alone. He can't do that because Tasha the Skank has always been his sweet girl. That's his Achilles heel, y'all. He can't do nothing without Tasha the Skank. But Tasha the Skank don't want nothing to do with him. Please leave me alone. Don't call me anymore. He hangs up the phone. He's in some convenience store like a little town drugstore. They still haven't even left yet. I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, you know that you are wanted by the FBI. You don't know necessarily if they had called the police on you when you had pulled the gun on Bishop. You know you got the hard-hitting homies after you because you owe them some money and you still in the damn city? This fool ain't got no good sense. So anyway, he in the convenience store and he ain't got enough money, okay? Somebody walk up behind him, real sinister, all black leather and everything, and he just kind of standing there. He give him a quarter, okay? And basically turn around like, thanks, my man. And then he looks at him, he's like, uh-oh. This is not what he expected. So he get his bag and he go out, and Wicked City woman Rochelle is waiting in the car, and he gets in the car and he tells her to drive. She was like, "You got my ho-hos?" He said, "I said drive, woman." Okay, so she take off, speeds off, and then old boy from inside the convenience store goes and gets in a truck, and they follow behind him. I said, that Wicked City woman is a fool if she gonna stick around with Basie and be running in these streets out there in Tennessee when she know he got that money. Girl, you crazy? You fixing to get yourself killed all because of him. I thought that child had better sense than that. If y'all don't take your asses down to Mexico, I know something. Now, another scene that really made me sit there like this was when Aaron goes back to the church and he's talking to Grace. He tells her that they had read the last will and testament, I guess, of his father, and his father left Grace $3 million. What did he leave you? He didn't leave Aaron anything. And Aaron is fine with that because his father didn't accept his lifestyle. And I said, excuse me. Listen, oh no. Oh no, I don't care if your daddy didn't accept your lifestyle. I still would have had a problem with the fact that all of everything was left to this child who was illegitimately conceived and did not even know that this was his father or her father until the last minute. And then you mean to tell me I've been your son and things been good longer than they haven't been, and you gonna tell me that you done left this child all of this $3 million and Aaron is okay with it? I said, absolutely, there's no way. I mean, I'm not gonna say it's not any way, but most likely people would have a problem with that. Grace wasn't even excited that you might as well have told her that she got a check for $3. Okay, she just looked at it. I was just like, what? Who wrote this episode? Because ain't no way you wouldn't at least have to deal with it like, oh my God, $3 million, even if you didn't have any intention of keeping it. Can you have some sort of realistic reaction to it? So I was just like, okay. Maybe because she got so much on her mind. She's meeting with Harmony Happiness Church and Phil and all that, and she did sign on as this interim pastor for 1 year. They got a new guy there this time. This must be one of the big wigs in the Happiness Harmony Church. And he says, I heard that you were a prophet. We need your voice to unify, Harmony and Happiness churches all around the world. And the way he was talking, it almost sounded like it was a cult. I was like, what is this you talking about? Okay, but now Calvary is a part of this family, and he wants all of them to, really be one big happy family. Can you do that, Grace? Grace says she can. And then she goes into Bishop's office afterwards, and she has a word with him. She lets him know that she just recently came into some money, $3 million, and she wants to give it to the bishop so that he can pay off his tax debt. Okay, and he says, where did this money come from? And she was like, don't worry about it, Daddy. I'm telling you, I got it. I'm good for it. We can take care of these bills right now. And Bishop looks into his daughter's face, and he can tell she looks a little bit troubled, and he tells her a story about how they are flesh and spirit, and even though those are two different things, he's always felt that their spirits were together and that she is always going to be his daughter. Okay, and he gives her one big hug, and I guess Grace is relieved that her father already knows. Okay, and he gives her a great big hug, and Grace says, oh, thank you, Daddy. And she gives him a hug back, and, now we all happy, that Grace is not Bishop's daughter, I guess. I'm still watching all of this like... So, Bishop with this newfound, he's in a new place, I guess. Okay, he's accepted the fact that he can't do it at Calvary no more, and him and Lady Mae look like they're going to try to work it out. And everybody then came clean on whether or not Grace was, his kid or not. And Lady Mae, came clean on the affairs. And all this is out in the open. Now, we ain't got no more secrets. So Bishop is feeling pretty good, and he's up in the pulpit, and he lets everybody know that this is the last time that he's going to be speaking there. And everybody was like, oh, I always crack up. Bishop says it's going to be good. It's going to be in good hands. He gives his whole speech on sermon on Moses on the mountaintop. And it's a rousing sermon. He's getting all of the saints, they all loving it, and they praising God, and they praising... And they are pushing him forward, and he's going on. And when he gets to the end of his sermon, and everybody stands up, praising God and giving him a standing ovation. And he has his hands up in the air. He looks over at Lady Mae and Grace sitting over there, and they both looking at him like that was one of your best sermons ever. And then he looks around, and He get to blinking and shit. I said, what is this? What is this? You guys had said in my comments in the last couple of weeks that you had an idea that Bishop was going to die. And I was just like, if Bishop dies, I'm not watching this show anymore, because Bishop is very much a major part of this show. I'm not going to sit there and watch Lady Mae and Grace bicker back and forth for the whole fucking season next season. So when he passed out and everybody came running up to him, he was just like, I had a vision that I was going to die and this is it. They were like, oh no, I love you, Lady Mae. And she says, I love you too, James. You know what? The man get to blinking and then that's it. And all of the family is around them, and they just can't believe that, Bishop done kicked the bucket right there in the pulpit. I said, oh no! I looked over at Mister, he looked at me. We both was like, we ain't watching this shit next season. Lastly, it's a month later, and Zora and Sophia are walking on the grounds, and they're just talking about how their life have turned upside down in a month. Zora finally has come to her senses. She's going to counseling. She's trying to get her mind right. She's going to get some act right in her. And Sophia's happy about that. They make a pact that they'll never go against each other again. That they are family, that they gonna stay tight like this. Back at the house, May is telling Grace that Jacob and Zora Mama are moving back onto the Greenleaf estate. Grace is like, well, very good. Then May tells Grace that she wanted to talk to her, that a while ago Bishop made her promise that she would do so, and she is going to do that. And Grace says, well, that's fine. And she says, no, I'm really serious. I really want to fix this. Grace was like, well, thank you, Mama. And all of this is so strange watching. I'm waiting for the sneaky look of something to come in, and I'm thinking to myself, like, is this a dream sequence? Like, what is going on? Of course, everybody has on black. So then I'm thinking, like, okay, Bishop is dead, and they having some sort of family something a month later. She walks down to she's on her way into the, dining room where they're going to eat, and she sees Charity and Aaron and Kevin coming downstairs. Okay, they one big happy family. It's strange to see Charity so happy with Aaron and Kevin. Kevin is like, we still gonna keep that secret in the bag about Grace and Aaron being brother and sister. Keep that under wraps, right? Kevin is gonna be the problem next season with that information that he has. And then they all walk into the dining room, and everybody is in there, okay, and Zora Mama, now she's she's back in her element. She's back in the Greenleaf estate, and she is being her overbearing and annoying self, fussing at Zora like, oh no, you can't do this, and I'm the one that don't listen to your daddy. He's not running this family. I am. Don't do this and don't do that. And Zora's just looking at her like, okay, Mama. And I said, see, that's the reason why Zora was fucked up in the first place, because of your stupid ass, Zora Mama. Okay, she's trying to regulate. She picks up these candlesticks and she's telling the service people, like, here, take that. And then Lady Mae was like, no, she knows what to do. Okay. Let's not forget who really runs things here. Put that shit down. I'm here. Then in walks Bishop. I said, okay, well, finally, somebody tell me something. Bishop tells him how, he thought that the vision was that he was going to die in the pulpit, but no, that wasn't it. But that the vision was that this would bring his family all closer. Then he tells Grace, go on ahead and bless the food. And she prays that God will give us strength, make it sustainable so that we can take back what is ours. And that's how it ends. And I was sitting there looking at it like, now, it's obvious that the family has all come back together. Everybody is all under one roof again, okay? It's already going to be a me against the world type of situation. Grace is going to be running the church. Well, she's going to be the head pastor, I should say. But now that Lady Mae and Bishop are back together, you can tell that they're probably going to try to plan a takeover and bring this Calvary church back under their guidance. And that's fine. But everything happening in this one episode, I just was like, I didn't hate it. But I was just sitting there thinking to myself like, wow, this was something. How'd y'all feel about it? Do you guys even understand what I'm saying? I just can't even put my finger on the way that it made me feel, but it was just a different episode. But next season should be interesting now that everybody is back together and it looks like they are all going to fight to try to get that church back. But we'll see. All right, rock stars, that's it. Let me get off of here. Like I said, it's Thanksgiving. Again, happy Thanksgiving to you all. I'm about to go up here and take me a little napsy. I'm going to try to see if I can get this edited first enough for you guys, but if not, it'll just have to be up on Friday. But that's it, you guys. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. It's Rox. The channel is for It's Rox, and everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right, all right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day, and I plan on doing the same. Till next time, rock stars. Bye.